Okay, y'all, we need to talk about what Will Smith did to Chris Rock at the Oscars last night. Check out this video and let's talk.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. That was greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so for me, this was so wrong on every level. This was uncalled for. This is unwarranted and quite embarrassing in my opinion. Is physical violence ever okay in any context? For me, it's a big no. Right now, let's scale it down to this very situation where people are saying online. I've been reading multiple comments and saying, "Well, he was defending his wife. Chris Rock made a bad joke about his wife's hair or look, and he was defending in that moment." And some ladies I'm reading, they're like, "Well, if my man can defend me like this, I don't want him." I'm like, "Woo, this is crazy." Some are also saying he acted in the moment out of emotion and attacked Chris Rock. Why is this okay? Because all Chris Rock did, whether it was a bad joke or not, verbally commented on his wife's look, right? He made a joke in bad taste or something like that, right? So it's a physical violence or a physical attack on Chris Rock. After that joke, necessary? Was it going to help the situation at all? Because after he hit Chris, he went back, sat down, and made his verbal comments known. He cussed him out. He said, "Let's don't talk about my wife." All of that. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth, right? So in that moment, why was a physical assault warranted or necessary that a verbal comment or cussing out or yelling or screaming or warning the person couldn't have accomplished? Secondly, one thing I noticed in the video is that he laughed at the joke initially until he saw his wife didn't laugh at it. And right after that, you walk up stage and hit the guy. You hit Chris, right? I have to commend Chris in that moment that he held his composure spectacularly. I think that was a good sign of restraint. He had his hands at his back and he kept it in that position even after the hit. And I thought that was shocking. And he continued, he joked about it. But in that moment, I thought that was such a low point in Will Smith's career. Like even understanding the stage that you are on in that moment, understand the gravity of the situation, understand that this is a big deal. This is a big day. I'm about to win possibly one of the most coveted awards of all time, and you lower that moment with such just an embarrassing emotional response to a joke that was probably in bad taste. Another thing that it revealed to me in that moment was the disconnection of that couple, okay, Will and Jada. Okay, in that moment, even if you've been married to somebody that long, you should know what kind of responses your spouse would appreciate, right? I've been married to my wife 8 years. I would know for sure that if somebody joked about my wife or disrespected her in public verbally, right, the very last thing my wife would want me to do is to physically assault the person or to attack the person. Oh, that would be so embarrassing. She would be so disappointed in my actions for claiming that I'm defending you by hitting somebody else or attacking somebody else, right? So in that moment, you should know what your wife will appreciate. You should know what your wife will think is warranted in that moment, right? Because for me, that would be the most embarrassing moment for my wife, because she would never approve of physical assault of somebody who disrespected her. Now, to speak up, like for me, I would do everything that Will did except hitting Chris Rock. I would walk up and warn the person, you better not talk about my wife in that manner. You better keep my wife's name out of your mouth. I will warn him and then go back and sit down. That I feel is commendable. That is respectable. Everybody will appreciate that. And even Chris in that moment would have said, I'm so sorry. That was a joke. Maybe I was out of line to joke, especially finding out later that his wife has a condition called alopecia, and he didn't appreciate that joke in that moment, nor did his wife. But hitting, physical assault, physical abuse is never, 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 never okay. Those people were saying, oh, well, he acted in the moment. He acted out of emotion. He was defending his wife. Like, where do we stop at when it comes to physical assault? What about people who are physically assaulting their spouses or partners and saying that, well, she disrespected me, cussed me out, disrespected me verbally, and out of emotion, I was so hurt and angry, so I hit her. Is that okay too? Never, right? So we cannot give a green light to certain circumstances or situations where it's okay for you to abuse or hit somebody because the person cussed you out or disrespected you, but then it's okay for certain. It's okay for certain circumstances, but it's not okay for other circumstances. So let's draw the line. Physical assault, physical abuse is never okay. Now, Chris Rock would have been warranted to defend himself in that moment. Okay, he was justified to hit Will Smith back. A fight could have ensued. Okay, now this is a context of millionaires on stage, and he hit him and walked away, right? Think about it. Scale it down to regular people on the street. Somebody cusses somebody out or disrespects his wife, and then he goes to attack the person, and the person pulls a gun. Will your wife appreciate that? Will your partner appreciate you being shot for their sake just because somebody verbally assaulted them? So let's think about this. Physical assault is never okay. In my opinion, it just crosses the line into a very dangerous territory. Let's not defend the indefensible, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Let's start up this discussion. I know a lot of women feel that, hey, this was defensive of his wife and he did the right thing. But in my opinion, that's a slippery slope. It's a dangerous territory to tread. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, like button, and share the video. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.